Hello, happy election day. This is Jack Tubbs from the J Team at Realty One in Surprise, Arizona, wishing you just that, a happy election day. And just as a reminder, I know I said this yesterday, but if you haven't gotten out to vote yet, go out and vote. Your voice needs to be heard. The people in Washington need to know how you feel. So that's all I'm going to say. Get out there and vote. And now, one of the things I want to address here, because I've seen a lot of headlines about this, is that we have to worry about the upcoming housing market, that we've seen this big downturn. Well, you know what? That couldn't be further from the truth. We've got so many things in the rearview mirror now. We've got Halloween, we've got the epidemic, we've got the impeachment trials, we've got all these other things, and now the election is, now we're just starting to pass it by. It's going to quickly be in our rearview mirror. We've got another thing that now it seems that the national news, the media is trying to put in our windshield to have us focus on, and they keep on saying that there is a downturn in housing, that it's taken this major extreme turn. And nothing could be further from the truth, because we continue to look at how mortgage origination is going, and we are still at record numbers of mortgages being originated, which means we have a record number of buyers out there right now. And especially here in the Valley in Phoenix, Arizona, we have a huge demand for homes. We have less than a month's worth of inventory. Builders are scrambling to try to keep up with the volume that they have. And of course, because of scarcity of materials, they still have not gotten their supply lines fully reestablished since the onset of COVID-19. They're scrambling to try and keep up. So I can tell you with a lot of certainty that we aren't having a problem here in the Valley and in the nation as a whole. We are not going to see any true big downturn. Matter of fact, forbearance numbers I just read today, forbearance numbers and foreclosure numbers continue to drop. Unemployment continues to drop. I reported a few days ago 33.1% GDP growth in the third quarter. That means we're well on our way to recovery. And matter of fact, it's going to be a checkmark recovery. Oh, how do I know that? Well, Advisor Perspectives is one of the companies that keep track of trends in different markets. Real estate happens to be one of the ones that they report and follow. And I'll just show you here. Right here, you're going to see the drop in April, and then you see the recovery we felt up until the last couple of weeks. It looks more like a check mark to me, because it starts down here and then goes down and comes up, and along with that, it looks like a big check mark, but the fallout and the sudden decline in housing, this is what you're seeing the media talk about. They're talking about this little blip here. Let's go back to 2006, shall we? 2005, and then you can see what a real decline looks like. Let me see. Yeah, you see a big decline actually looks more like this. It starts out, a few little bumps, takes a big dive, jumps up, and then goes all the way down. A little bit of recovery, and goes back down. Then it made the climb back, and then, as a matter of fact, you see that we've already eclipsed where we're at in like 2005, 2006 over here. So don't let the headlines scare you. Don't let anybody tell you that there's a housing crisis ahead. Don't let anybody tell you that forbearance and foreclosure numbers are continuing to rise, because that's just not true. As of today, we saw another 1.5% drop in forbearance numbers, and something like another 2 or 3% drop in foreclosure numbers. People, nothing has really affected this housing market. I mean, we had a quick drop in the beginning in April, and maybe through May, because nobody truly understood how we were going to handle this pandemic. We did shut down the economy. Everybody pulled back and put the brakes on everything, because they didn't know how to effectively attack this virus, how to prevent our exposure to this virus, how serious this virus was going to be, and how to treat this virus. We know so much more. We see people recovering, even though our numbers continue to go up. Our hospitalization rate and our death rate continues to drop. So, people, our housing market is strong. It's resilient. It's going to continue to be full steam ahead. As long as we continue to see these historically low mortgage rates, sellers you're going to get the top dollar for your property. Buyers, you're going to have the most buying power that you've had be able to experience in over 15, almost 16 years. So this market is strong. This market is healthy. This market is definitely not the market where we saw the great drop off in 2005, 2006, and then when we got to 2007, 2008, where it seemed like everything fell off a cliff. We are not there. I'm not saying we won't have a correction, but I'll tell you, with the things that have been built into the mortgage origination process, people who are not qualified will not get a mortgage. A. B, there will be no doc mortgages. There will never be those anymore as they were back in 2004, 2003, where people, if they could just show income, they didn't need any other documentation to be able to get a loan. If they had a decent credit score, they didn't have to show any documentation to get a loan. Sorry, it's not like that anymore. You have to show your financial health. And if you can't, you don't get pre-approved. You don't get pre-approved, you can't go out and buy. So know that this is a vibrant, healthy, resilient market, that we've already did the check mark recovery. We had the drop, but we've already rebounded past where the drop was. Demand for homes is still hugely, especially here in Phoenix, especially in the state of Arizona, as we continue to help the people that are moving in from the West Coast find a new place to live. So once again, sellers, if you're ready, it's time. If you want to make that move up purchase, do it now while you can take advantage of these historically low mortgage rates. Buyers, now when you have the most buying power that you've been able to muster and to be able to enjoy in the last 15 years, know that it's time to buy. Don't stop now. Don't let the headlines fool you. This housing market is still healthy, resilient, and boy, oh boy, the demand is there. So that's all I've got to share with you today, other than remember, it's election day. Get out there and vote. I will see you tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have some results in the election. And also, I've got some other things that I want to discuss with you this week about how today's buyers, the millennial buyers, what are they thinking? What are they looking for? What is their approach to buying a home? I've got a few articles that address that I'd like to share with you. I'm going to do that tomorrow. You have a good day. Get out there and vote, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.